We walk alone in the unknown. We live to win another victory. Our sacred scars show who we are. It's time to face it.
What's up, everyone? Sorry about that. For the second week in a row, we ran long. We found out last week this camera has a half-an-hour time limit. So what we're going to end up having to do is probably have a timer or something around here next week so we know, exactly. We get the ding, ding, ding. Oh, shit. It's like the freaking...
It'll be like playing chess when you hit the thing.
Yeah.
You just get a certain amount of time.
But anyway, finishing our thoughts on bragging rights, we both agree that the bragging rights match, really, there's nothing on the line. It's not like Survivor Series where it used to be good guys versus bad guys. So at this point, it's like no one really knows who to root for or cares. So... it is what it is. It's a match, and you basically enjoy it for whatever happens with the talent.
That show's going to get fucked because, was there UFC the night before?
A big UFC pay-per-view Saturday night this week.
They just had, the last pay-per-view.
They just had the last pay-per-view 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, I want to say.
And Bound for Glory was,
and Bound for Glory
was... have gotten that they don't usually get.
Right, right. So it's like there was so much going on. Is anyone really going to put their money down to watch this pay-per-view? I don't know. It's on the fence.
What's $80 now or something?
Something. Oh, my God. I can just imagine.
$50 or something?
It's got to be like, I think it's 50 plus when you figure all the taxes and shit you have to pay. It's over 50, so... title matches, you got Orton against Wade Barrett with Cena in Wade Barrett's corner. Personally, I don't know which way that one's gonna go, and I like I said, the major thing I'm following right now is the Nexus in the WWE. So I'd like to see where this angle goes. Is Cena gonna end up being like the hand servant of Wade Barrett? When is he gonna turn?
Barrett, like if Wade Barrett does win the belt, I would not do it on that show. It's like no one's gonna watch. Do it on like a Raw or like another...
But then again, maybe that's the reason to do it on that show, because he's going to be a paper champion for,
But you want to promote him as a new top young star, so like you want the most people to see.
When was the last time that WWE did that properly? Come on.
Like 5 years ago.
So I mean, I think the last time they did it properly was Brock Lesnar. And then
Lesnar they pushed,
and then he dropped the ball.
I guess Cena and Batista they pushed big like 5 years ago.
Right. So anyway,
they didn't do it properly though.
That's the match. That's the major match for Raw. My prediction is probably, I would say, somehow Orton's going to retain and ends up getting like a giant beatdown at the end.
I think maybe something will happen where Cena fucks up and like costs Wade Barrett.
Possibly something like that.
He's like more pissed at him.
Right, or maybe Barrett orders him to do something and he refuses to do it, and then he ends up losing the match because of that.
And it goes from there. Because it's going to be Cena and Wade Barrett, obviously.
Continuing with that angle. Right. For SmackDown, obviously, now we have Undertaker against Kane, and I guess depending on what happens on tonight's, and I say tonight's because we recorded this on Friday, but this week's SmackDown, we'll see how that affects things, but at this point, Undertaker's looking really strong going into the pay-per-view. He's lost 2 in a row now.
Yeah, it just depends if they want to continue it or not. And
it's a buried alive match, so basically whoever loses the match is going to be off TV for quite a while. I guess the question is, do they want to take Kane off TV for a while? Or are they going to take Undertaker off TV? Or maybe it'll be some weird twist for neither of them.
I think they're going to want to continue it, because like, what the hell are they going to do with either of these guys after this?
Well, maybe Kane will get Jake the Snake's powers after this, and it'll be some really stupid angle with supernatural
stuff. Snakes coming out of him and shit.
So anyway, and then the other title match would be, well, it's not a title match, but it's champion versus champion. Daniel Bryan against Dolph Ziggler.
We don't know if it is or not, it might be.
I have no idea, because they didn't even promote it right. It was a joke on Ross.
It's promoted as 2 jobbers fighting. That's what it's basically.
Right.
That's what they have told us it is.
Personally, obviously, knowing that I know who's the harder worker, I would definitely like to see Daniel Bryan go over in this match, especially because he needs it right now. He's been losing constantly on Raw. He needs this push. And Dolph Ziggler already has been a little bit more established on WWE, so even if he loses, since he's the heel...
I'm nervous. I feel like something dumb's going to happen.
Oh, God.
I'll say Dolph Ziggler wins some retarded way with Vicky Guerrero, like, flashing her 60-year-old tits, and then... Brian's like starts dancing, and then he just starts
dancing right in the middle of the match. He's like,
and then he just gets like fucking.
Oh, zigzag!
Yeah, he's like schoolboy or whatever. He's like, oh, this is it.
Oh my God!
So anyway, unified champion. Now he's gonna lose to Sheamus.
We'll have the results of the Bragging Rights pay-per-view now next week, Smark guys. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Impact. So we apologize. A couple minutes there were not, TNA related in part 2, but we had to.
They're gonna freak out
over there. Oh God. On Impact, now this is interesting because this is only the second Impact after their Bound for Glory pay-per-view. If you remember from last week, we now found out there's a new stable called Immortal who pretty much has half the fucking roster on it. They're all in charge. They're all like have they're in power, so they can do whatever the hell they want at this point because they took the company over from Dixie Carter. So the show opens up with Anderson, Mr. Anderson coming out, and he's got his whole arm all bandaged up and in a sling. And basically the announcer's saying, oh, he has a separated shoulder, a overextended elbow, or so he's out of action.
He's got tennis elbow.
And so he's making a promo. I want answers from Jeff Hardy. How can he do this to us last week? Because at the end of last week's pay-per-view, I keep saying pay-per-view.
Impact.
At the end of last week's Impact, he beat the crap out of both of these guys, RVD and Anderson, with a steel chair. So Anderson wants answers. Well, RVD answers his call, comes out and says, listen, man, if you want answers, get in line. Because Jeff Hardy was my friend for months and months, and I was, this is betrayal for me too, and I want to know what's going on. And then it was no, because remember at first Jeff Hardy appeared on the screen.
Oh yeah.
It was so weird. He appeared on the screen for like 5 seconds, like forgiveness. And then he vanishes from the screen, and Bischoff walks out.
They keep doing like these pre-recorded segments with Jeff Hardy.
And you could tell that segment was recorded the same as the one from last week.
Does he need like it
was the same segment.
Does he need more takes than other guys? They're like, all right, if you fuck up, it's okay because we'll just record it. So
I don't know. It really made no sense.
Maybe he needs more takes than the other wrestlers. I don't know.
So then Bischoff comes out and he announces 2 matches. He says we're going to have Anderson versus Kazarian tonight, and then he calls it an X Division match, which is wrong. It's an Ultimate X match. So that shows how much Bischoff even knows about the product. That's hilarious.
Basically, there is no more X Division, but they kept the X Division gimmick matches, which is funny.
Which makes no sense.
Like, the X Division's gone, but we'll keep that fucking match they do.
So obviously, everyone's like, how the hell can Anderson win with only one arm? How's he ever going to get the X? And then there's going to be another match, RVD and Sabu in a tag team match against Beer Money. And right after this, they cut to the locker room, and RVD's walking around all the EV2 guys in the back saying, I know one of you is working for Bischoff, and he turned to me and was like, who is it? And it's like a freaking Columbo episode now, because he's trying to figure out who
it was funny because he goes to Stevie Richards, he's like, did you talk to Eric?
Yeah, was it you?
And Stevie Richards is like, who? So he's just...
He's like, who the fuck's Eric Bischoff?
He's like, who? He's like, they were... What the fuck were they doing back? They were even watching the show, I guess. They were just sitting back.
They were fucking playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. This is such a... this opening of this show is such a lame, like, old 1998-esque.
Right.
I'm the heel owner, and I'm gonna fuck with the faces.
It really is. It's like Vince. It's like Vince or the former NWO.
Or like what he used to do back in 1997.
Right.
It's like...
Yeah, exactly right.
Why do we have to have... Why are we still, 2010, we're still having, like, the general managers, the owners, and it's, like, the same opening.
The same freaking plot over and over. So, same
also,
script,
like,
the same script.
Yeah, also, like, the EV2 guys is, like, they weren't on the show last week, like, why is Hogan and Bishop let them in there?
Right.
Why are they allowed in the arena? Why are they...
They weren't, I know, if they were off the show last week, why are they on the show this week?
Yeah, I mean, instead of having Eric Bischoff come out and, like, and make these matches, why don't they have Beer Money and also... have Kazarian come out instead, and they go, Eric Bischoff said we're going to fight you, and they get a little FaceTime. You know?
Right. No, they're busy.
Instead, it's like Bischoff just put himself over all the time.
Well, they've got to finish their game of Parcheesi before they can hit the ring.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
So up next, a completely pointless recap, a long-ass recap of that JWoww from the Jersey Shore had been on Impact last week.
It was like an hour.
Had gotten into this altercation with Cookie, who's from their group The Shore now on TNA. And there's actually a fake TMZ segment. It was blatantly fake. Like, you could tell it was not real TMZ.
I think it might have been on TMZ.
But it's staged.
That wasn't.
It's not really something they put on TMZ. They filmed it especially for TNA.
Yeah.
Following, Cookie and Robbie E. around.
Like anyone fucking cares about
Like anyone even knows or cares who the fuck they are.
This was like a recap inside of a recap inside of a...
It really was, but I guess...
as they were coming down the ramp, they were recapping again.
Yes, they were, because Robbie E. had a match, his first match on TNA's debut match against Amazing Red, and what a giveaway. I wonder who's going to win when Amazing Red's already in the ring and has no entrance music. Let's think about this.
That's always a giveaway in wrestling for the last ever.
So
if you have no entrance, you will always lose, and the other guy does. So.
It's so stupid. It's a horrendous squash match. He wins by doing a running diamond cutter. Did you see the diamond? He ran and did a running diamond cutter. And he goes, like, what is it, that fucking...
The train shit?
Yeah, he's like, ooh, and he runs, woo! It looks so stupid. It was just so dumb. So he wins the match, and he challenges Jay Lethal for the X Division title, even though there's no X Division.
That's not a fucking X... That guy's not X Division. That's an X Division guy?
I guess he's X Division, yeah.
He does this shit. Remember Christopher Daniels was doing,
yeah,
the best moonsault ever and all that stuff?
Ooh, yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
He's gone. Hogan Bishop didn't like him.
Yeah, really? They got rid of him?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, wow.
They made him lose to Val Venus a couple times.
Fuck. Oh my god.
So, I mean, yeah, Amazing Red, who hasn't been on in 3 months, shows up, no entrance music, loses to this jobber.
Oh my god.
And the crowd chanted boring at the guy when he was doing his promo.
Right, because no one cared.
Yeah.
So up next, there's a very weird promo. It's the Pope, but the Pope is in a strip club.
The Pope is pimping.
And there's a stripper in his face. Her ass is literally this far away from his face. And he's like, AJ, we're going to fight. Oh yeah, work it. So he challenges AJ Styles for the TV title. I didn't even know AJ Styles had the TV title.
The TV title's a piece of junk. They don't really do anything with it.
Yeah, it's the biggest title on the show. You notice that? It's the biggest belt. It's bigger than the world title.
It's nice. It actually looks nicer.
It's fucking stupid. I don't get it. So they announced that match is going to happen. Up next, another really weird segment. I don't know if this was a promo or whatever, but we cut to Mick Foley at a book signing.
Yeah.
And Brian Kendrick is there for some reason. And he starts asking these philosophical questions of Mick Foley, like, what did you mean by this part? And it's like the dumbest paragraph, like, I walked my fucking dog and he took a shit. And he's like, did you know that Sir Edgar Allan Poe used the same kind of lyrical, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with this promo? Really weird promo, but I don't know if that means that Kendrick is going to come back on TV and act like a weirdo.
It's kind of like what he does. He's like I don't know what the fuck, he's like a stoner, I guess,
I don't know.
He's on shrooms or something.
So very, very...
I don't know, it was kind of funny. It was dumb, but...
So up next we have a match. It is... Huh?
What did you get?
I can't read my handwriting again. Sorry, I have to really get a better piece of paper for this. So the fight... Oh, okay, it was AJ and the Pope.
Okay.
And
street fight.
It started outside of the ring because it was a street fight. They fought outside the ring for quite a while. Finally got in the ring, and it was really weird because AJ was wearing pants.
Because it's a street fight, so
it's a street fight, so I must wear jeans.
I wear jeans and a t-shirt.
And the freaking Pope was wearing like dress pants and dress shoes. It made no sense.
And the Pope does his thing, and the money didn't come
No
out.
money came down. It's like, what, did Hogan and Bischoff have taken the money hostage?
Yeah, they took that over.
So they're going back and forth, and all of a sudden, well, anyway, there was a stipulation. The stipulation was that Fortune could not interfere with the match. They were trying to pretend like this match was going to be fair. Of course, in the middle of the match, Abyss comes out, because he's not part of Fortune, and he Black Hole slams the Pope. AJ gets the pin. Earl Hebner didn't even want to make the count. Earl Hebner's the ref, and he's like, oh, what, really? Oh, come on, man, you really going to win like this? 3, yeah!
That was dumb. Another match with no real ending to it.
Right.
Just an NWO jump run in. And it was dumb. It teased that like Abyss didn't want to do it or something, but like it didn't really make sense.
It made no sense.
And then at the end, they were just like, "Oh, we swerved again."
Right. Yeah, we fooled everyone.
So like, okay, whatever.
So then there's a quick promo in the back where Pope is going to the back after losing the match. He runs into Samoa Joe and he says, "Listen, man, let's team up. I got your back if you get mine." And Joe's like, "I don't need any help. I'm Samoa Joe and I'm an angry motherfucker." And he walks away. And then apparently Joe was heading to the ring because he had a match. But anyway, they interrupted that so that there could be a Team 3D promo. Basically, there was a very long T3D promo where basically they talked about, listen, we've done everything in the business at this point. We're getting old. We have families. We have other things we want to work on. It's time for us to retire.
Bubba Ray is part of the music industry now? What is that?
That was really weird. Bubba's like,
I have a job in the music
industry. I have to get to my music career. I'm like, what the fuck do you do? Play a freaking kazoo in the background? Like, I hope you're not singing.
Yeah, what the fuck does he do? He's a rapper. He's going to be a rapper.
That was a good promo, I thought. It lets you know that match is definitely it's probably going to happen at the next pay-per-view. And it makes sense that each side, no matter who wins, it's going to be a good match. They really did a good job of promoting that.
Is it real? I don't know. I never really trust these things. I know Kevin Nash has been saying that he's retired now, like for interviews and stuff. And I tend not to believe these things. We'll see what happens.
So up next was Double J teases that he's going to go out and apologize to Kurt Angle for what he did to him last week. If you missed it, he beat the living crap out of him after handcuffing him with security, and he slammed his neck into the announce booth there. So basically Double J comes out, says, I just wanted to apologize to Kurt that I didn't hurt him more because I wanted to hurt him, and all this, totally turns on what he was going to say.
Swerve.
Another swerve. So now Samoa Joe comes out, finally some continuity from the pay-per-view. If you didn't watch Bound for Glory, Double J had teamed up with Joe and basically had turned on him and abandoned him during this tag team match at the pay-per-view, making Joe get beat down.
Why, Jeff? Why? Why did you do this, Jeff?
So Joe comes out. He's going to beat up Double J, but guess what? The security comes out again, handcuffs Joe this time, and Double J throws Joe off the ramp into some basement area.
I guess he fucking kills him.
Apparently he's dead because he's bleeding all over down there, and this makes Mike Today, the announcer, get up from his seat. double. How dare you, Jarrett? How dare you, Jeff? All these years.
8
you told us
goddamn years.
We were a team. 8 years. You lectured us on being a team.
I loved you, Jeff. I brushed your hair for 8 years.
Your beautiful locks. I put the peroxide in every night.
Where are they going? Are they going to do like Taz and Mike today versus Jarrett or something?
I don't know. But now this is 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks
First
in a row, the
Taz
announcer.
last week, and now Tanay this week.
They're going to Mike today with Taz in his corner versus,
Very odd.
versus Jeff Jarrett in the security.
So now we finally get to some wrestling. RVD and Sabu against Beer Money. And pretty good match, actually. And now Sabu, he's getting older.
there.
He's getting slower. But in his defense, he's still trying to do the spots. He's doing his best. He did.
Yeah.
It was actually funny because at one point there was a spot where they were supposed to double team Beer Money, but Sabu forgot. So
And
he jumped off the apron. Everybody's like, "No, Sabu!" He's like, "Oh shit!" And he runs back up on the apron and jumps over the ropes. It was so funny.
He's used a little more freedom in his matches, I guess.
So
It was okay.
Pretty good.
I want to rant on this because I'm so tired of the tag format where like
Right.
one face gets beat up for 10 minutes and then like just tags the partner and comes in and clotheslines the dude. It's like those are good talents. Try to book a little better than that. Come
well,
on.
this
Easy, man.
this match actually ended a little bit differently, where Sabu was trying to do the spot where they throw the chair, and he misses, and it hits RVD in the face, and that causes RVD to get pinned, and so now RVD thinks that Sabu is the traitor, and he's working for Bischoff, so all of EV2 comes out and breaks up that because they're like, oh, don't fight, it wasn't Sabu, blah, blah, blah. So there's going to be some plot where basically there's going to be a traitor in the EV2 locker room, apparently. I don't know how that's going to turn out.
It's going to be Tommy Dreamer to turn on everyone.
You know what they're going to do? It's going to be stupid. It's going to be RVD. But anyway.
Oh God! Don't say that.
But anyway, that's
That'd
my
be fucking
guess.
awful,
That's my
man.
guess. I think it's RVD.
That'd be fucking stupid as hell.
But anyway, there's another match that they've been
Well, they'll probably do it.
They've been kind of promoting it the whole show. It was Sarita against Mickie James in Mickie James' debut match on Impact. Now, I've never seen Sarita in action, but she seems
She's
okay.
been on like the last year. She's been on like 4 times.
Not a big deal, but it's a pretty standard match.
For a women's match, it was good.
It was all right, but at the end of the match, here comes Tara to interfere and fucks up Mickie James from behind, setting up the same exact feud that happened in WWE like 3 years ago. So really stupid that they're redoing this feud. It's the same exact.
Yeah, but
plot
also
and everything.
it's just a continuation of what they've been doing. So it's-
Right. So then finally, at the end, the last match is supposed to be Anderson against Kazarian. Well, before Anderson hits the ring, he gets jumped by Fortune, so he's all fucked up. Then they throw him out into the arena to start the match, and all of a sudden, he's perfectly fine. He gets up and he starts fighting Kazarian with one arm.
Yeah, he was acting like his arm was supposed to be hurt. He was acting like his ribs or something, his knee.
Right, which made no sense. So then basically, the match goes on, and now we get to the point where how is Anderson going to get this ultimate X that's hanging from the top of the ring to win this title shot against Jeff Hardy? So he gets a ladder from under the ring, which kind of makes sense. If you have one arm, it's the only way you're going to get to it. He starts to climb the ladder, and what happens? Jeff Hardy interferes in the match. So now Jeff Hardy, fucks up the match. Obviously, Kazarian now gets the ultimate X. And the pay-per-view basically ends like that with Anderson getting beat down. And they're like, ha-ha.
The Ultimate X was a lot cooler when they had the 6-sided ring because it was actually a longer way to go across.
Yes.
Now it looks like you could jump from...
It really looks like you could jump from like a turnbuckle
And just
and grab
grab
the
it.
X.
It
So
does, yeah.
really weird. So you think the show's over, but it's not, because there's a final promo which shows Ric Flair and Bischoff leaving in a limo, and they're joking, yeah, we're going to go get laid tonight, we're going to get hookers, and we're going to drink.
Two
or
fucking
whatever.
white-haired old guys.
Right, and so they're in the limo, and as they're about to leave, all of a sudden the windows start breaking on the limo, and who is it? It's Kurt Angle with a lead pipe, and he's smashing the windows, and he's fed up with their bullshit, and then security, of course, comes out
What was
trying
that?
to stop
What
him.
was that? It was like the look at his face. He was just like... He had this weird comatose look.
All I know is, at least now you see everyone's against them. I'm hoping they will fucking get them to team up, because here it is another week. This is exactly what I said last week.
Yep.
Everyone's against this new group, yet no one's grouping together, and it's going to be a bunch of individuals against them. No one's ever going to win a goddamn match. It's going to be stupid.
Yeah, it's... I didn't like the show at all. There was no progression with anything.
Right.
It was just like a continuation of last week.
Right.
Where it's like, the Immortal has all the power, and they screw people over.
The one good thing I can say is at least they tried to have some matches. At least they tried to
They
have
had
some
matches, but there was no...
But they were all bullshit endings.
They were bullshit matches.
So...
Gimmick endings like the RVD match, which is no finish.
You're right.
This just comes in. It's the only progression was in the storyline. It all was Kurt Angle showing up again. I guess he's not going to go away.
Right.
But there wasn't anyone that came off looking better or different or. Except, I guess Samoa Joe's dead. That's the only.
Right. Joe's dead. Hope got his ass beat. Anderson got his ass beat. So it's like, who is left?
It's
to
just
be
like a
face?
continuation of like Immortal's the best and no one can beat them.
So anyway, that's it for this week's edition of Smart Guys. Not much really going on. And honestly, my feelings about TNA right now are they really need to get their shit together because, okay, you set up Immortal for 2 weeks now. Now it's time to get some opposition and stop making all your faces look like shit. So if they don't get their stuff together, I think the product's going to go in the tube. Well, let's see what happens
That was
next
the problem with the NWO is they never built the resistance and made them look strong.
And that's why
people lost
interest. That's right. So next week, keep in mind there is a pay-per-view bragging rights. So we'll be covering SmackDown from this week, bragging rights, Raw, and Impact. So see you next week on Smart Guys, and be sure to tune in.